Narrows was dredged in the 60s. That's why it's damaged. Yeah, Louise Narrows was dredged in the 60s. That's why it's damaged. Yeah, Louise Narrows was dredged in the 60s. That's why it's damaged. Yeah, Louise Narrows was dredged in the 60s. That's why it's damaged.
Responsibility. We are responsible to future generations for the decisions that are made today. The well-being of the land, sea, and all living things requires a precautionary approach to planning and management. Decisions err on the side of caution to reduce risks to the health of the species and the environment. People and governments provide leadership, communicate openly, and cooperate with each other to achieve common objectives and ensure proper accountability. Very well said. Okay, what's important to note here is that definitely between the years of 1998 and when this was published in 2011, and obviously 07 and 09 here, when these 50 or so interviews were conducted. And then they published this in 2011. So there was already issues occurring with the major species in the 60s, 1960s, and late 70s, I believe. There was an awful lot of dredging that occurred. That did a lot of damage that is still seen today. So it seems the decrease in sea life was noticed well before 2011 when Fukushima occurred. Fish, seabirds, and tide pool life. Those on that island. Haida Gwaii. They've seen the decline for years. Long ago, they could fish for abalone right there off the island. No longer. In the FOIA documents, the albacore tuna, there was a 3-fold increase in cesium from before Fukushima versus after Fukushima. I have the exact numbers. And I believe the fish were caught between 2010 and 2013 or 14. But what they had in them before, you times that by 3, and that's what they had in them after. I remember the highest before Fukushima was still lower than the lowest after Fukushima. So that's a very important detail. Stop eating tuna. Stop eating tuna. Stop eating Pacific cod. Stop eating these fish that are migrating. They are flowing around the Pacific Ocean. And you don't know what's in it. They're not testing what's inside that fish. The only way to test inside that fish is to turn it into ash and then run it through a mass spectrometer. They're not doing that with the fish. They're not testing the fish, people. But I know your manipulation of people to get money out of them needs to end. We need the truth, Dana. not what your opinion of what happened is. You're giving everyone your opinion on everything. And it's a horrible opinion on many things. The way you talk to people, the way you talk about other anti-nuclear people, talking down to people. Money, 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 money. Lousie Narrows was damaged due to the dredging in the 60s. The Haida Gwaii people noticed a decline in all the sea life prior to Fukushima. And this would have to be said true about the entire coastline. So, that's that, Dana. You're squashed. You're debunked. You're debunked. Unit 3 fuel pools do exist. Unit 4 fuel pools do exist. They took the fuel out. Yes, they did, Dana. And I have the photos that aren't redacted. I have them. I will share them one day. But I had them years ago. From a Polish site, actually. .po. So, alright guys. Well, that's enough on Dana. And, make sure he sees this one. I'm sure he will. Alright guys. Bye.